Picture yourself walking down a tree-lined American street in 1910. Every single house greets you with a grand front porch, massive wraparound structures with ornate columns, rocking chairs swaying gently, neighbors chatting across railings. The street feels alive, welcoming, human. Now, flash forward to today. Walk through any modern suburb, and those porches have vanished. In their place, stand blank garage doors dominating the entire front facade. The street is silent, empty. It's like the houses turned their backs on the very idea of community. What happened? How did America go from porch culture to garage culture in just 1 century? This is the story of how the automobile didn't just change transportation, it changed what it means to be a neighbor. Victorian porches weren't small stoops. They were massive outdoor rooms that wrapped around entire houses, with elaborate columns and enough space for full living room furniture. Families didn't just pass through them, they lived on them. Why? 3 reasons. First, survival. Before air conditioning, the porch was cooling technology. In brutal summer heat, houses became unbearable. The porch provided shade and airflow, the only comfortable place to be. Second, entertainment. No TV, no internet. Face-to-face interaction with neighbors was the primary form of social connection. The porch was perfectly designed for this. You could see everyone who passed by, wave, start conversations. Third, urban design. Neighborhoods were built for pedestrians. Houses sat close to the street. The few who owned carriages kept them in rear stables. The front belonged entirely to people, not vehicles. The porch was where American social life happened. In 1903, 1 car existed for every 6,500 Americans. By 1930, 1 per 5. This explosive growth created an immediate crisis. Where do you store these machines? Early car owners used old carriage houses at the rear of properties. Here's the critical detail. The garage didn't threaten the porch. The porch remained king of the front facade. Front equals people, back equals vehicles. World War II shattered that arrangement. When soldiers returned in 1945, everything converged. Massive housing demand, federal mortgage programs, highway construction, and crucially, new suburban developments designed entirely around the automobile. These suburbs were fundamentally different. Houses spread farther apart. And the game changer? No rear alleys. Developers eliminated them to cut costs. Without rear alleys, you couldn't access a rear garage. The solution? Move the garage to the front. For the first time in American history, the garage competed directly with the porch for front facade space. And the garage won. By the 1950s, garages weren't optional, they were expected. 1-car garages became 2-car, then 3-car. By some estimates, garages eventually consumed 45% of total ground floor area. Meanwhile, air conditioning eliminated the porch's cooling function. Television replaced its entertainment function. The porch shrank to a token platform, barely large enough to shelter the front door. By the 1980s, a new phenomenon emerged, the snout house. Homes where the garage protrudes forward, completely dominating the street view. Urban planners hated it. Streets full of blank garage doors created monotonous, pedestrian-hostile neighborhoods. Critics argued it promoted isolation. Neighbors could come and go without ever meeting face-to-face. In the 2000s, new urbanism pushed back. Their rules were explicit. Garages in the rear via reintroduced alleys. Functional front porches. Houses closer to streets. The goal: recreate the community feeling of old neighborhoods. Developments like Seaside, Florida, proved there's market demand. But let's be honest, these represent a tiny fraction of American housing. Most new construction remains traditional suburbs with front garages because the entire system is optimized for cars. Porches thrived when people moved on foot, social interaction happened publicly, and vehicles were rare. Garages dominate when people move by car, social interaction happens privately or digitally, and multiple vehicles require dedicated space. Neither is objectively superior, but they have consequences. The porch-to-garage shift contributed to a more fragmented society. Neighbors know each other less. Street life has diminished. Social isolation is more common. Architecture isn't just aesthetics. It's a declaration of values, of how we want to live together. The story of the porch and garage is really about what we prioritize: convenience and privacy, or community and connection. Every time we build a new house, we're making that choice whether we realize it or not. If you found this interesting, let us know in the comments. Would you prefer a grand front porch or a 3-car garage? And hit subscribe for more explorations of how the built world shapes the way we live.